good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Mindset Explosion Season 3, Episode 26. And I've been joined by the lovely Lou Hughes from Fluid Pilates Bootcamp. Have I got that right, Lou?
Yes, you did.
Come on.
Hey.
So thanks for joining me today. Absolutely really enjoyed talking to you off camera. And they wanted to obviously share about your amazing premises there. They look so nice. Check this out. Oh my gosh, and I told you I was jealous about your radiator because I wanted one.
Yes, they are nice radiators.
All the things.
I know. We've got a few nice reformers in here too, apparently.
Yes, of course. Thanks, Lou. I mean, as I said, it looks lovely there, and I just really wanted, we're in the same kind of rowing boat as we close down.
Not adrift at sea.
And we've been doing our best to, work our clients and keep everyone happy. And I really wanted to share what you're doing there because, for my clients, I feel it's good for them to cross-train.
Yeah.
Now having a coach and seen this, I know they would love that, and I'm sure there'll be other people that would be really keen to come on down and find out a bit more. So this is quite a unique sort of Pilates that you do, though, isn't it?
It is, yes. It's we wanted to kind of change it up a little bit when we first started. So we literally bought the concept from, I really got into the more boot camp dynamic, if you like, Pilates, reformer Pilates, when I was living, from London, and became completely obsessed by it. And when I relocated to Cheltenham a few years, 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago now, crikey, I realized there wasn't really anything like this here. And I had become very, very close to one of the managers, franchisees of a very well-known place in London. And I wanted to try and replicate parts of that in Cheltenham because I thought it's cosmopolitan enough and cutting edge enough now with all the festivals and new restaurants opening up and what have you, that Cheltenham was ready for something a bit more dynamic, a bit fresher, a bit more of a vibe, a bit more of a buzz, and where people wanted to come and really work out hard and see results very, very fast. But for it to be kind of small enough to kind of make good friends and to really get into a bit of a bubble, dare I say the word, and it really did kick off here. It was amazing until we shut.
Yeah, no, I know. You've still been doing some online classes, right? Just for clients and.
That's right. We had to be pretty nimble. Obviously, what we do is very difficult to replicate in a person's home because the apparatus is just so unique and niche. But obviously, our trainers here are not just reformer Pilates instructors. They're also mat Pilates, HIIT, bar, jazzercise, boxercise. But there's a real consortium of talents that operate under this little roof. Yeah. And so we very quickly decided that the way to go was to start Fluid Online, which we offer for free. And we felt it was a way to connect with our clients who were sort of left in the lurch because a lot of, I would say half the people who come here train elsewhere as well because they like a bit of a mixture, which is perfect. But some people were only coming here. And so we really kind of felt we needed to help those people to kind of keep them engaged because they become very close to their trainers. There's a real bond there. There's a lot of, repertoire and kind of banter and that, we needed to keep that energy alive, that fluid spirit alive, which I feel we've managed to achieve through offering an online service. Yeah.
I think even when you're offering a service though, Lou, it almost becomes like a second family, doesn't it?
It sure does. It really, really does. And actually, interestingly, we've had people in Miami doing the classes. We've had people in Australia doing the classes, in London. I know my trainers who may have family dotted around the UK. Their friends and family who've been getting involved, which is obviously very difficult for them to get involved actually in loco. But actually being able to offer the online services really opened up our client base. We've met new friends. There's been a lot of online banter and we've had lots of really great feedback. So I'm really glad we decided to go down that route. It was the right thing to do. And in fact, I think we will keep that as part of our family or our story, because with what we're currently going through, there's always a chance we might go into a second lockdown, or that if people are having to self-isolate, but they're not particularly unwell and they want to keep that going, you know, it's nice to have that other side, which means people don't physically need to be in the studio.
Yeah, and I think that's really good, Lou, because you're bridging that gap, because some people may be ready, right? So
100%, yeah.
I've noticed this. I don't know if you have. Did you feel it real helped with like that mindset for people and the just general overall mental health, that, you know, you've been coming in online and picking up people's spirits?
Yeah, I mean, certainly what I really realized when we went into opening the studio was that people come here for lots of different reasons. It's not just to get fit. Some people are going through a divorce, some people are going through a mental health issue, and they just really feel they need to be active, and as hard as it might be to actually physically get themselves in, once they're in, they really feel that it's helping them. And so, you know, it's very complex, the reasons why people decide to exercise or to get fit. You know, it's not necessarily just the fitness is the end goal. Sometimes it's just confidence. Sometimes it is about helping with anxiety and just getting back into a safe space again, and building up some, you know, rapport with people. And, you know, it's very, very complex. I've had people who turn up and they're separated from their partners and they're in tears on their first session. And, you know, we've mocked up a fair few tears in this studio. And so that doesn't stop just because we're shut. And if anything, people who are isolated and they are on their own, you know, this really has helped, like you say, bridge that gap and enable people to keep that connection. So they do still feel part of the family. We're still here. You can still speak to us. You can still listen to our terrible banter, whatever it might be. But it has helped people just bridge that gap until we can just get back into some normality.
Yeah, I guess that's part of what you do, what we do. It's not just that instructor.
Yeah, agony aunt.
No.
I wear many hats, many hats. I'm happy to do all of them. It's fun.
Yeah. Well, that's, so you said you came from the city. So you were, I don't know if you said on camera, but you said you was doing recruiting before.
That's it. I used to work for a very large blue chip, quite cutthroat recruiter in the city. Yeah. And it's a million miles away from what I do now. And actually the change was very welcome. But I think it gave me, I think it made me very proactive and obviously very focused and passionate, and I had a fire in my belly when I knew that this is what I wanted to do and what I wanted to bring. I was determined to make it happen, and I was determined to make it succeed. And I think I'm quite resilient in that sense. Though the cutthroat fire that's gone. I'm a lot more chilled out these days.
I'd say you're.
Most people would say that, actually, maybe a bit too.
You're full of great energy. Yeah, I can feel. I'm considering, you know, with, like we were saying, our industry is probably one of the last to get back to normal. We still don't know, but it's nice. It's refreshing to see that energy that you're just burning to get open, and nothing really has changed for you, is it? It just you've got that break, and it's get us back. I know we're going to get back. We're going to, and push out the great thing you got going on there. And you're part of that. Energy is part of what makes this.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we've been. I never really expected this to go on for quite as long as it has. I really call me mental or just an eternal optimist. There's a fine line, but I really thought that's fine. You know, within sort of a month, 6 weeks, it'll all be done and dusted. We'll be back to normal. And I kind of almost refused to believe that it really was, kibosh, shut down. And so when I heard the other day that it's, there's a very good chance that we will be absolutely ready to go on either the 4th of July, if not the 6th of July, then I have been bouncing up and down. I am so excited. And I've been dusting, I've been cleaning, I've been putting sanitizing stations on the walls. I've got builders in. We are ready. Yeah, 100% ready.
And obviously you've even you're that ready. You've got a process for coming in. Everyone's safe as.
Yeah, I mean, we're not a very big place, so it has taken quite a bit of thinking about. I've had a few nights of head scratching, just thinking, right, so how is this going to work? I mean, fortunately, because they've reduced the 2 meter to 1 meter, it actually becomes a lot more doable. Before, it would almost mean people had to wait outside, which is not ideal if we're experiencing a typical English summer. But now the 1 meter rule is in place, what we're going to be doing is we've got a lovely reception area, so people will wait there and we can actually have 9 people staggered around in kind of on dots or what have you, or some people outside if it's nice. What will then happen is people will come into the studio behind me, and you might just be able to see that little door I'm pointing to in the right-hand corner there. That's actually our fire exit. So what will happen is after class, people will bring their belongings already into the studio with them. We would ask them to just bring minimal, you know, not their kind of luggage for going away for the weekend or something, just like, you know, their water bottle and jumper or something. And then they will leave via the fire exit. So that then means that we can have the next lot of people waiting while we sterilize everything down and we're good to go again. So it means we can really keep that energy going. We can keep that vibe going. We can be safe, but we can still make sure people are having a really good experience when they're here.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, I guess. Well, safety, but the experience. That's
yeah, exactly. And do you know what? I think that's a very large part of why people come here. It's because there is a certain vibe, and it would be a shame if we had to kind of if we had to kind of rub that out and all be in our hazmat suits. It would just be a real shame.
I know. And you got some high quality equipment now. I can see it. So this is is it a reformer you said, Lou? Is that right?
It is. These are from LA. We had them shipped over. So it's what the high-end reformer places in London or New York would be using. They're from a company called Balance Body, and they're very robust. They're very simple. There aren't many moving parts, so it's very easy to keep them clean. Obviously, we have a very high level of cleanliness here anyway. But we've kept everything stripped back, and so we can keep things clean, we can keep things sanitized. And everyone's responsible for sanitizing their machines after class and anything that they've touched. And actually, I think I mentioned before when we spoke earlier, that we do have these material handles which we use for feet work and hand work. We will be making sure that people have to wear socks when they're in here from now on. It used to be optional, it's now mandatory. And for the hands in strap work, which is part of what we do, which takes up a section of our program, it's not for the whole 55 minutes. So it's for a sequence. We will be selling cotton gloves, which are very comfortable to wear. Your skin can breathe, so you're not there in your latex. They're very comfortable to use, and you will only need to wear them for that particular part of the sequence. And we've got sanitizing stations everywhere as well. So we're pretty confident that we've got this nailed. Yeah.
Brilliant. So what could I expect? You know, I've never done this before. So if I was coming on, like what am I going to get out of that?
Well, we're going to find your core to start with. Yeah. Yes, we're definitely going to find it. If you're not quite sure where it is, we will absolutely help with that. Also, whilst we're not a sort of rehabilitation studio like some others out there, which they are absolutely incredibly good at, and they've got a lot more focused time for an individual with specific medical, physical needs. We do help with, I mean, I do actually suffer from a bad back anyway, because I slipped a disc a few years back. And this, building up those little muscles between your vertebrae, even through the aging process, wear and tear, you just can't replace the reformer in building up your spinal strength, which helps you walk taller, it gets your posture better, it just opens up the airways more, and you just walk taller, you just feel stronger. And also your fitness levels will shoot through the roof, because we do get into the cardio zone, but the strengthening and the toning, it's a fabulous bit of kit.
Yeah. And just any form of movement is good, right? But yeah, but
it's
so unique. It just sounds so unique.
It really is. Yeah. You need to come down.
I have to come down.
When we open. On the 6th, 4th or 6th.
I was shocked to find out where what was there previously.
Right, yes. So I am currently sitting on the floor, because that's obviously where I sit these days. This was Subtone. So yes, this was the dance floor in the basement of Subtone. So it's got a bit of a history. I like to think we're still keeping the spirit alive somewhat. When you come to classes, you can expect that music to be cranked up, the fans go on, and people really get in the vibe, they get in the spirit, they want to work hard, and people leave feeling like they've really achieved something. So it's just really good for that mental health. And in fact, we're going to be launching, just to help people get refocused, because it has been a bit of time in the wilderness for everyone. We normally at this time do something called Beachbody Blitz, which is a kind of, it's a challenge essentially to try and take 15 classes in 40 days, to sort of use it or lose it. It's a knockdown prize, and it's just aimed at motivating you, getting you in, making that change, getting you holiday ready. Obviously, no one's going away this year. Possibly. No. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows?
I don't think anyone's go away in July or August, and help us out a little bit, because that's
so we're doing something else. We've had a bit of a think about this. So we're going to be launching the Fluid Reboot, which is aimed at just rebooting your system, whether it's physical, mental, whether it's social, and you just want to be around people you know and you want to have a bit of a laugh. We are launching the Fluid Reboot, which is very similar to Beachbody Blitz. It's the same idea, but it's something we can do to try and just get back to some level of normality and fitness.
Right, I love that idea. So it's 15 classes. How long have they got to do?
They've got 40 days.
40 days.
Got to get in.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Let's do this.
You should sign up twice.
You can sign up twice. You can.
And it's all adults, isn't it? Is it adults only, or? It's
adults only. We can take people from 16 plus. Yeah. We do, obviously, I mean, when we first started, we were a bit about people bringing their children to wait in the waiting room, but I have lovely clients and their children are very well behaved. And so you are welcome to bring your children to sit and listen to their iPads in reception, as long as they don't mess with my Wi-Fi. It's fine. They can use the Wi-Fi, they just can't reset it. Yeah. But otherwise, they are very welcome to come and sit. I mean, with social distancing, it might mean that that's something that comes a bit later. That's how we would normally operate, because we know a lot of, especially in the holidays, everyone's got, you know, people following them, little people following them around. So it's not something you can really get away from. So we have loosened up in that. But maybe in a few months, we'll get back to that.
Yeah, but you said you're going to carry on with the live streaming as well. So you got the best of both worlds if you need.
Yeah. That, for the meantime, that is something we're going to do. We're going to have a bit of a rejuggle of the timetable. There's myself and 3 other trainers. So it's a matter of making sure we can get the studio hours in. And there's some, you know, where a trainer has been doing, say, an 8 a.m. on the online, it might now mean they're in the studio. So we just need to have a bit of a play around with times and things like that. But yeah, it's definitely something that we're looking to continue for the meantime, because it's just a nice way of staying in touch, and obviously people who aren't able to get in, it gives them another opportunity to be able to get involved.
Yeah. Well, I think we've covered everything there. Thank you so much for coming on. Your place looks amazing. You've done a wonderful job, and I know it's been strange months, but
it has.
Congratulations, really. You've done what what you've been able to do, and kept your clients in the picture, really. So so fingers crossed for the.
Fingers crossed.
Come on, Boris.
Good reboot. Let's do it.
We need some health and fitness. We all need it. I think that everyone is in need of that. It's great to be able to go out for a walk and a run, or even ride your bike. And but I think having a group where you can come in with like-minded people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and also the friendships that have been made here are friendships that have gone on past the doors of this studio. I mean, business deals have been made here, you know, friendships, you know, all sorts of stuff has happened, and all these people have been kind of put together. And the minute the class finishes, it continues outside, because there's a lot of people have a lot of things in common. And as adult women or men, it's quite nice to be able to meet other people who aren't necessarily your direct circle of friends, because it opens up business opportunities, friendship opportunities. It's really nice. It's a good bubble.
I like that. It's networking.
But again, bubble.
Yeah, it is. But it is. Hey, we haven't said unprecedented. Oh no, just said.
Oh no! There you went. You just went and said it.
So, how can someone get in contact with you just before you finish it, for your page?
Right. So we have our website is www.fluidpilatesbootcamp.com. On there, at the moment, it's just online focus, but that's all going to be taken down and rejigged to make way for our new reopening. And that's the best way. If you want to get in touch and message me, you can either go to our Instagram, which is Fluid Pilates Bootcamp, or our Facebook page, which is streaming on at the moment. If you'd like to email me, you can email sweat@fluidpilatesbootcamp.com. And I'll answer anything I'm qualified to answer.
Lou, if you could pop all that in the comments underneath, so
absolutely, of course,
you got to access them from there. All right, thank you everybody. So come back on Sunday, and obviously check out Fluid Pilates Bootcamp.
Yes. Fabulous. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.